What's going on? Heading to the store, and I just finished watching a video. A guy named Alex Escobar lives in the Bronx. He does YouTube videos. I watch him regularly. He did a video about a popular YouTuber that recently committed suicide. They found his body. They found his body in the river, and his belongings were found on the bridge. Now, this is a guy that actually didn't appear to be unhappy. He seemed like he loved what he doing, creating content for YouTube, enjoying his popularity on YouTube. In fact, he just made a video not too long ago, and it seemed like everything was okay. Now, we all know that money can't bring you happiness. Money doesn't make people happy. But with the popularity that this guy had, it seemed like he was, enjoying life. But that's another thing. Just because it appears that somebody's enjoying life doesn't mean that they don't have problems in life. I mean, I get it. But his things were found on the top of on the bridge, and his body was found floating in the river like days later, which is crazy. And I haven't seen Alex Escobar upload a video in a while. So I was wondering if he was okay, because he's another guy that he gets great pleasure out of creating content, and he invests his money in camera equipment to get the best shots. He talks about the latest designs and the GoPros and things like that. So somebody, in my opinion, for somebody to be that involved in what they do and seem to enjoy it, it's like if you take that away from them, then it's like, okay, I have nothing to live for. But nobody stopping you from doing YouTube videos, so things should be okay. But there could be things when the camera's turned off, things in your life that you don't know what's going on. So I don't know. I just think that it's unfortunate when somebody takes their own life. And you always say there's help for you. Speak out if you're feeling a little depressed. Your loved ones can bring you out of it. But depression is something that can get you to think a certain way that you normally wouldn't think when it comes to suicide. And once you commit suicide, there's no taking that back. It's over. And I've been depressed a couple of times in my life when it came to looking for a job and not being able to find work or something like that. And you're sitting around and you're wondering, when are you going to get a job? Why aren't you working? What's wrong? My bills are due. I'm backed up in my bills. And that can have an effect on somebody's, mental state, because then they feel worthless. They feel they don't have anything to live for. And that could bring a person's morale down very quickly. Very quickly. So this popular YouTuber that committed suicide, I think he was from. I think he lived in Manhattan, but he definitely was in New York when they found his body. He was in New York. His things, like I said, were found on the bridge, according to reports, and his body was found floating in the water close to, I think it was Chelsea Piers, where his body was found, like a day or two later. I don't know if anybody reported him missing, and that's when the search began, or his body was floating and somebody called it in and they recovered his body, and then the things that they found on the bridge was basically related to him. I don't know how that all tied together, but it's unfortunate. I don't know. As I go to the store and I think about things that I want to do in life, and my new purchase of the Evolve electric skateboard, and the summertime and 4th of July about to come, barbecues and stuff like that, loved ones, family, friends. It's like, if you go and take your life, all the people that love you and expect to see you will be so hurt. And it's like, it kind of sucks that you come to a point in your life where you don't think about that, and you say, I'm better off dead. Because that's what you're saying. You're saying, I don't care about their feelings, but in actuality, I don't think you're going through that, like thinking of other people when you're thinking about taking your own life. It's about you at that moment. And when it's about you at that moment, you don't see the loved ones, you don't feel the love, you don't feel any of that. You're in a dark place, and taking your life is just you alone with your thoughts and the act you're about to commit. And that's what it boils down to. You're and in that space of time, it's just you. And because there's nobody there to tell you that, we love you, don't do it, or anything like that. Nobody to stop you, nobody to give you words of encouragement to remind you that you're loved. You just go and do it. You just go and do it. And it hurts. It really do hurts when somebody's gone. But thinking of that, it reminds me of when Mac Miller actually, he died of an overdose, and he was pretty much successful in his rap career. He had he was pretty up there when it came to his views on YouTube and things like that. So it wasn't like he felt, again, we don't know why people do the things that they do once they're gone, because there's no way of asking them what were they thinking at that moment. But his drug problem was, supposedly he had it for a while, and I guess he went harder and harder with the drugs to a point where it actually took his life. Now, we see the reports in the news. This one overdosed. This one, Lamar Odom was found, basically binging on drugs, and they had to revive him because he overdosed. And then you say to yourself, okay, I see what these people go through and how it ruins their life to take these drugs. Let me try the drug and see if it enhances my life. You never say that, because drugs will never enhance your life. So why not learn from their mistakes and say I would never touch that stuff because it would just ruin my life. Why can't I don't know what would possess a person to pick up a crack pipe, a syringe needle, fill it with all kind of drugs, and do these things knowing that nothing good comes of it. I don't know, but it's sad. I thought that I'd make this video only because when Alex Escobar, he hasn't uploaded a video in like maybe a month plus, and the one video he uploads from taking a hiatus for whatever reason is about a popular YouTuber committing suicide in New York. And I never saw any of this guy's videos that committed suicide. I don't really know too much about him, only what Alex Escobar talked about. And it sounds like the guy had a nice little following where, if he asked for help, he probably could have got it. He pretty much could have got it. And he didn't. I don't know if he sought out help, if he was crying for help and he was ignored. But it hit me listening to Alex talk about this guy and how the guy's body was found and his belongings and stuff like that. And I kind of like felt a little something at that moment watching his Alex video talk about the guy that committed suicide. It's I don't know, it's unfortunate, but if you ever need any help out there, if there's something that you feel overwhelmed about and it's causing you to have suicidal thoughts, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody and get the help you need, because not only do you affect your life, because once it's over, you're done, but then those that you leave behind will be so hurt, because a wasted life is never a pleasant thing. It may be something that you feel you need to do, but the ones that you leave behind are so hurt because it wasn't your time to go. And the way you go out, it can have a long-lasting effect on those that really love you, because nobody wants to see somebody commit suicide. Nobody wants to say, I hope you die, or things like that. Sure, you get upset at somebody and things like that, but when it all boils down to it, you really don't want to see anybody lose their life, whether they take their lives in their own hands, or an accident occurs whether it's a car accident or something like that, and they pass away. I don't know. I just think that love is stronger than depression. And if you give that love to somebody who's depressed and wanting help, seeking help, asking for help, that could bring them out of their depression. And it's a thought. I don't know this for a fact. I don't know if the levels of depression, depending on how deep that depression is that person is feeling, nothing could bring them out of their depression. I don't know. I didn't do any studies. I don't know too much about it. All I know is that when you have loved ones that don't want to see you go, and if you cry out for help, I think that love will overcome the depression that you're feeling to make you want to, stick around and get that love back. All right, till next one.